Hello everyone, with Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the Caribbean. It is Sunday morning, April 9, 2023. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section letting me know what the weather has been like in your area recently. Also, feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. I respond to all comments and I really live for this stuff. Alright, so taking a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see that trough that has been affecting portions of the northeastern Caribbean has now moved off to the northwest, now affecting portions of the Bahamas, and we still have that high pressure ridge across the North Atlantic, sending a lot of easterly trade winds across the main development region into the Caribbean. If we take a look at the visible satellite images as the sun went up, we can see a lot of low-level clouds moving from east to west from the main development region into the Caribbean, all courtesy of that high pressure ridge. And we can see the clouds associated with that trough, not to mention another cold front affecting portions of the southern and eastern United States. We can also see some high-level clouds streaking off from southwest to northeast, from South America all the way across the eastern Caribbean. We'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean weather later on. Let's focus our attention on the prediction that was made in our previous video about yesterday's weather. It was stated that we would have received some rainfall across sections of central and western Jamaica on Saturday afternoon. And what ended up happening? A post was made at 1:51 p.m. on Saturday, highlighting some clouds bringing overcast skies and showers across sections of central and western parishes, even sections of Portland, Kingston and St. Andrews, so some eastern parishes, got in on some of that rainfall as well. And even up to 3:56 p.m., even into the late evening hours, we still had those clouds bring more overcast skies and rainfall to sections of most central and western parishes in Jamaica. And we even had confirmation from our commenters, one person stating rain in Montego Bay, thank God the place was hot, man. Another person said rain in northeast Manchester, PG876, highlighting a GIF showing that it's raining in his portion of St. James. Even on our Instagram page we had people confirming the rainfall. Roxy J stating still raining here in Trelawney. Another person, KD, stating nice rain in St. Mary. Jafid 4 stating yep, rains in northwest Sainty. Jody stating loving the rain. And another person, Little Bitter Indian, stating I'm loving the rain, the place just cool so. Even in our next post, Lasagna stating raining in Mandeville to confirm that rainfall yesterday. If we take a look at the visible satellite images at this time of the morning, it's now after 9 a.m. We can see some clouds coming in from the southeast across sections of some eastern parishes, bringing some amount of isolated showers to sections of maybe St. Thomas and Portland. And we indeed have the confirmation on the Doppler radar images. We know Doppler radar images show the actual rainfall that's occurring over an area, as opposed to satellite images that show cloud cover, and we know that we can have cloud cover over an area and not necessarily rainfall. And the Doppler radar images confirm the rainfall. We can see the greens and the yellows that represent rainfall. We can see that to the north and to the southwest of Jamaica, as well as affecting portions of eastern Jamaica. We know the greens represent light to moderate rainfall, the yellows represent strong rainfall. Taking a look at the temperatures right now, you can see that we have 26 degrees Celsius in Kingston and 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and these temperatures should be getting higher as the day progresses. However, as relates to the temperature forecast for today, we can see that both maps are showing 1 p.m. on Sunday, and we still have some slight blues that indicate at least 1 degree Celsius below average temperatures. And remember, the average temperatures for the month of April are about 88 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about the equivalent of 31 degrees Celsius. So if we should be getting slightly 1 degree Celsius below average temperatures for today, it should be anywhere, let's say, from 29 to 30 degrees Celsius at most across the island. Taking a look at the dust map of the Atlantic, we can see that for the most part, we have more blues. We don't have that strong red and white as seen on the keys that indicate very dry air. For the most part, there is a lot of moist air across the Atlantic at this time. Taking a look at the Saharan dust, we still see that we have some amount of haze in there, some amount of haze brought about by the Sahara Desert. You can see that by 2 p.m. on Sunday, we still have that across portions of the Greater Antilles, including Jamaica. So try to take necessary precautions that your asthma, your respiratory illnesses, sinusitis are not triggered that drastically. It's here, but it is not that robust where we would see a lot of hazy hills or not be able to see the sky as being as blue as we would normally see it, but it's definitely here at this time. Taking a look at the waves right now, we can see that we have about 1.5 meter wave heights across the island, surrounding the island. So fishers and other marine interests should be having quite a day out there. Taking a look at the wind forecast, we can see that we have anywhere from 5 to 10 knot winds coming in from the east. But where does all that air pile up? Where do we have those darkest blues that indicate where we have the least amount of wind? Across inland areas of some central and western parishes. So if there's a chance of some afternoon convection, definitely inland areas of central and western Jamaica. And then with the wind shear coming in from northwest still, we will still have that buildup of clouds that will be pushed off or streaked off towards the southeast, maybe favoring some more southern parishes with that overcast skies and rainfall. So we do indeed have that upper level support. Taking a look at the rain forecast for today, we can see that by early as 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about 12 p.m. Jamaica time, we can see some amount of blues right there across portions of eastern Jamaica. So maybe St. Mary, inland areas of Kingston and St. Andrew, western St. Thomas, western Portland. We see that on the GFS model, and we see something similar on the Euro. Even although the Euro is showing more rainfall across central and western Jamaica, we do have consensus. Skipping ahead to about 2 p.m. Jamaica time, we see more of the blues, even some greens getting in there across sections of St. Elizabeth and Manchester, indicating that we're definitely going to be receiving some amount of afternoon convection today. And we do have that consensus on the GFS model as well. Skipping ahead to about 4 p.m., much of the same thing. So we indeed have some rain to receive today, especially across sections of western Portland, St. Mary, eastern St. Anne, maybe northern Kingston, St. Andrew, definitely Manchester and St. Elizabeth, and portions of Westmoreland as well. And according to the accumulated precipitation forecast, we have confirmation with portions of central and western Jamaica. We do have a lot more rainfall to receive across sections of Kingston, St. Andrew, and western Portland and St. Mary according to the accumulated precipitation. Either way, there's definitely going to be some amount of afternoon convection today that brings about some amount of rainfall across the island, and we're indeed grateful for that, considering that April is one of the driest months of the year, and we usually receive up to 114 millimeters of rainfall in this month. So we'll take any rainfall that we can get. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let's focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. Alright, so taking a look at the visible satellite images that the sun went up, we can see that we have all of those clouds pushing from east to west across the main development region into the Caribbean. Not to mention those high level clouds being streaked off of South America from southwest to northeast. We know that most of these high level clouds don't have much rainfall in there, maybe just some slight overcast skies by that high cirrus clouds. Majority of the heaviest rainfall right now is situated across portions of Colombia, not to mention the southeastern United States associated with that cold front. Taking a look at the Doppler radar images for this morning across the Caribbean, we can see that we indeed still have some lingering rainfall to the north of Puerto Rico, not to mention to the south of there as well. Nothing too significant at this time as this trough has finally made its leave. Taking a look at the Barbados radar at this time, however, we can see that this morning Barbados had indeed some isolated showers, and they still have some more to get coming in from the east, not to mention other islands of the eastern Caribbean to the west and north of there, including Martinique, portions of St. Lucia, St. Vincent, maybe even Grenada getting in on some of those passing isolated showers as well. Taking a look at the wider view of Doppler radar images, we can see that for the most part we don't have much to worry about across portions of Belize, Guatemala, Mexico, the ABC Islands, Colombia, Suriname, or French Guiana at this time. Taking a look at the temperatures for today at 1 p.m., we can see that for the most part, majority of the Caribbean should be receiving average temperatures. Central America, anywhere from Jamaica westward, should be receiving below average temperature. So Mexico, portions of Belize, we can see as indicated by those blues, and the above normal temperatures seem to be right there across portions of southern Florida, Cuba, Bahamas, and Turks and Caicos Islands, with the eastern United States experiencing some below average temperatures, all courtesy of that cold front. Taking a look at the Saharan dust map, we still see that we have some browns that indicate the Sahara dust, and we might be having some amount of hazy weather across portions of the eastern to the western Caribbean, not to mention South America, as well as portions of the Bahamas right there, 2 p.m. on Sunday. Taking a look at the wave forecast for today, we can see a lot of reds right there across the eastern United States that indicate 2 meter wave height or more, and that's due to the fact that the strongest winds, anywhere from 25 to even 35 knots, is right there across the east coast, all associated with that cold front coming in from the northeast. And we can see all of those greens and blues that represent less wind, so 20 or less knot wind across portions of the Caribbean. It makes sense that we have the highest wave heights right there of the east coast of the United States. Taking a look at the rain forecast for today, we can see that we have an inch of rainfall still to receive to the north of Puerto Rico, maybe some rainfall still lingering across western Puerto Rico, eastern Hispaniola, so Dominican Republic. Portions of Cuba could get in some rainfall today as well. We can see those slight blues or greens, sorry, across portions of Barbados that indicate all the rainfall that they're getting right now. Skipping to the south of the basin, we can see some rainfall still to be received across portions of western Venezuela, Colombia, portions of Costa Rica, and Panama as well. Taking a look at the western portion of the basin, we can see consensus on both models for all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. across portions of eastern Mexico as well. Not to mention the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. We don't see much happening across portions of the Yucatan Peninsula, but we do see some slight greens that indicate rainfall across portions of eastern Belize, not to mention northern coastal areas of Honduras. Alright, so that's it for this morning. Thanks for watching.